I live with PTSD. I've lived with it since 2012, and I know I've had it before that. And I'm not going to get into whether PTSD is a diagnosis or a condition. I just want to let people know who are facing PTSD or living with PTSD that anything that is a negative mark on your mind, body, or soul, whatever defines who you are, your truism, you get to choose who you are right now. As long as you're not doing anything morally or ethically condemning to yourself or people around you, all that really matters is right now. And if you want to put the moniker of refining and defining moments on that, then refine and define right now. Because right now is a time and space that is measurable and real, but it's subjective, and it's what you want to do and be in life. This is a real life channel about the war veterans and the healthcare providers and the frontline workers and the everyday hero who is living with or facing PTSD. That's what it's all about. That's my defining and refining moment. It's never going to be the slick productions of some of the YouTube subscribers I follow who are content creators and outdoor adventurers and van lifers or entrepreneurs who are successful on YouTube. And that's okay. That's their shtick. I don't want to even be labeled as having a shtick. And there's nothing wrong with a shtick because that's their full-time job, and I respect that. And they're helping a lot of people. But I guess in a very realistic way or objective way, everybody has a shtick in life. Everyone has their own personal cliche. And I'm just trying to find out what the shtick and cliche about Ronin OnTrail is and what it's about. Yes, it's about first responders and war veterans and everyday heroes. But more importantly, it's about messages and stories and the sharing of messages and stories. Because to me, that's what life is all about. It's about experiencing the good and bad in life, and somehow through all of it, just choosing to bring goodness in life within you so you can share it outwardly. As foolish and as simple as it sounds, this channel is for the dreamer and for the adventurer and for the child in all of us. And I think we get into a lot of trouble when we stop forgetting who we were and what made us the best version of ourselves. And fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of times it's the things that happen or you discover when you're a child or you're a young adult. And then life gets in the way and you forget about all that stuff. You start worrying about money and vocation and education and status and paying taxes and things like that. So that's what this channel's about. If you're a dreamer, if you love adventures, or you, for whatever reasons, need to live vicariously through others in the adventures, the most important thing is experiencing and sharing life, the adventure of life, the dream of life, the journey of life together. And that's why I think YouTube is so magical. That's why I think it works. Whether it is YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or other mediums that I'm not familiar with because I'm just an old fart.
And you ever wonder if days like these last with one another?
Yeah, it's about dreaming and adventures and staying young at heart and going beyond the starting line. So many people step up to that line, they tie up their shoes, they got the fancy Lululemon tights on or whatever, and they look down at that starting line and then they walk away. Well, this channel's not about going beyond that starting line to win or finish. This channel's not about a race or a marathon. And if you want to script on it, it's just a journey. It's my own personal healing journey. And that's what the starting line was. It started back when I got diagnosed. It started back when I decided to become a paramedic. It started back when I was a kid and I was born with asthma, and I didn't realize at the time, decades later, it would cripple me to the point where it would affect me physically and mentally and spiritually. And then the things that I experienced as a paramedic broke me more. So that was my starting line, and there were multiple starting lines. There were a lot of starts and finishes and a lot of phenomenal failures and falling on my face. I'm willing to forego getting subscribers and views and on all those things so that I can figure out what Ronin OnTrail is about, what this channel is about, so I can help myself on this journey and impart my own subjective personal experiences and small wisdoms to those of you who are living with PTSD. Yes, it's an outdoor adventure channel about a guy who lives in an SUV and wants to travel Canada and United States and go on trail and hike with everyday heroes and share their stories. But for me, it's just not trying to figure out everything all at once, just experiencing the moment of right now and being with people in that moment of right now. And that's all that matters. We lose sight of that. But as a kid, you watch a kid, they can be sitting in a mud puddle, and my son just loved sitting and digging holes as a kid, and all he had was a little crappy shovel and a bucket, and he sat out there and dug holes and filled it up and had buckets of water and made little lakes. And there's magic in that. And as simplistic as it sounds to me, when you're a child, you find the simple treasures in life resonate with you for the rest of your life. It's the journey. It's the frickin' journey that really matters to me, and I really want to get that across on this channel. I'm not very comfortable facing a camera. You've probably noticed if you watched other vlogs of mine, I read a lot. I tend to express myself better if it's written down versus talking from the top of my head or out of my ass, really. Like, how do you actually define and simplify the meaning of life? It's the time that I have left to experience and share my life with those I care about and love and I encounter. That's it. And if that's the wisdom that I've garnered from everything I've gone through, the good and the bad, then I'm very grateful for that journey. And I'm pretty sure someone else much smarter than me already figured that out. One of the things I try to do on this channel is to share messages and stories, and unfortunately sometimes my messages and stories are just rants, and I just feel like that was a rant, but that's okay. And you'll notice a lot of times I forget what I'm talking about. Maybe that's just who I am, maybe that's my PTSD, but I just want to have a conversation with you sometimes. I appreciate the time and effort people put into participating with me on this channel. I'm very, very grateful.